Hi everybody, it's day 8 of my year in food and tonight is delicious, one of my most favorite things in the world. I'm gonna make a chickpea and vegetable curry with, we're not gonna do rice tonight because we had rice yesterday, so we're gonna just make a chickpea and cumin kind of flatbread almost. It's called Socca bread. And I'm gonna make that to kind of dunk along in with our curry. This is for my lovely folks in London, my bestie, Charlie, and his wife and daughter, my goddaughter, Emily May, back in London. They are vegan, so he's been asking me to make him something on these My Year in Food videos that he could actually eat with his family. So this is for you, Charlie. A nice vegan chickpea curry that even you can make. So let's go have a look at all of the yummy produce that we have and we'll get cooking. So day 8, My Year in Food, we're talking chickpea curry, my fave. All right, let's get down to it. So we've got a whole bunch of good stuff, but to be honest, this is a really quick and easy meal that you can throw together. And most of the things you might already have in your house. The great thing about curry, it's like a pasta sauce. You could literally put any kind of vegetable or meat, whatever you have kind of around in. So we've got some fresh, beautiful cilantro, some ginger, some chili, and some garlic, and the onion. Those are these are the aromatics, so we're gonna get those in the pot first with some cumin seed. Bell pepper, just some frozen peas and mushrooms. Again, you can kind of use whatever you like. Then I've got 2 large cans. I've got one of crushed tomatoes and then one of tomato puree. So that's going to be our liquid to cook everything. Then I've got a can of chickpeas we're going to drain off. This is, without a doubt, the most important thing for me. It's hot curry powder. Some people use curry paste. You could make your own curry paste. You could just use curry powder, which is what I'm going to do tonight. It's totally up to you. For me, I just like the curry powder for this. And then we are going to add some cumin seed, some garam masala, and some ground turmeric as well. The curry powder already has turmeric in it, but I just, for health benefits, it's so good for you. So I just like to add a little turmeric, when and wherever I can when I'm cooking. So that's everything for the chickpea curry. Not too much, right? So we're gonna get everything cleaned and chopped up and into the pan sweating, and I will see you back shortly. And we'll make the Socca bread. We'll go through that in just a little bit. Stay tuned. Okay, so we've got the ginger, the chili, some cumin seeds, and an onion sliced. And that's just bubbling along in a few good glugs. I'd say a few tablespoons of vegetable oil. I'm keeping this vegan, so instead of using ghee, which is very traditional, or which is clarified butter, I'm just using some vegetable oil. And you want to let this go till everything's nice and translucent and the onions are quite soft. So this is beautiful. At this stage, I'm going to go ahead and add in the peppers and the mushrooms. I'm going to give that a good stir. And then I'm going to, I'm sorry y'all, this is quite jumpy. I'm going to add a bit of turmeric, a good bit of garam masala, and then you're going to start to add in your curry powder. And I add quite a few tablespoons. And just give it a good shake. This is really what's going to give you that curry flavor. So you want to create a nice little paste in here. So I'm going to cook these mushrooms and peppers for a few more minutes. And then we will add the tomatoes and the peas in. And we're going to let this simmer. So I'll be right back in a few moments when these sweat down a bit. Look at that beautiful color. Oh, I wish you could smell this. So it's just gone a few minutes. The peppers and mushrooms are sweating out. So now it needs liquid. It's got all that lovely paste. So I'm going to go ahead and go in. I'm sorry, y'all. This is not an attractive shot. Okay. I'm going in with a very large large can of crushed tomatoes and a large can of tomato puree. I'm going to quickly give this a stir to get all that paste kind of working. And I'm going to turn my heat down to, it's been on a medium. I'm going to turn it down to like a medium low. So you're going to give that a really good stir. Now it's got that liquid. And then I'm going to, I'll probably rinse those cans and just add a teeny bit of water. But I'm also now going to add in the chickpeas. That's just a can of chickpeas. And the not a can, but the just frozen peas. And literally, those are just straight out the freezer. You don't need to worry about defrosting those. So give all of this a great stir. And I'm going to add, I chopped all that cilantro, so I'm just going to add a half bit of this little cup. So quite a good handful in there. And then, okay, so we're going to stir this all up. I'm going to cover this and just let it bubble along on like a low simmer, stirring occasionally. You got to keep stirring it, tasting. Make sure if you want any more, if you want salt and pepper or any more curry powder, depending on how hot you want it, this is the time to kind of do that. And this is just going to bubble along for about 20 minutes, and we'll get the Socca bread going while this is cooking along. This is a curry night for day 8, my year in food. So having lived in London for about 9.5 years, I got very spoiled. I had curry and Indian food probably at least once a week. So I definitely crave and miss that often. Now, one of the things I really crave and miss was naan bread, which is a type of flatbread. So this is something I've made. It's gluten-free to kind of replace my naan bread craving. And this is using chickpea flour or besan. And we just whip up some chickpea flour with a few ingredients, make almost like a pancake batter. And then we're gonna pour it in a hot pan, and basically you make like a chickpea cumin flavored pancake to scoop up all the lovely curry we're making. Okay, so let's start. So we're gonna start with a cup of Socca, besan flour, chickpea flour. And you can get this at any Asian market, Indian market. It's in a lot of markets actually nowadays. So we've got that. I'm gonna do a generous pinch of salt. And then you want a half teaspoon. Actually, I like a little more. I like it really cuminy. About a little over a half teaspoon of ground cumin. And then all I'm gonna do is with like a little sifter, just kind of take that and sift it through. So you could just sift this in a big sifter as well, but you just wanna give it a good little mix. So now we're gonna add some water. We've got a cup of water plus 2 tablespoons. So that's gonna go in. And then also we're gonna do 1.5 tablespoons of olive oil. You could do vegetable oil, but this is actually, traditionally, this is called Socca bread, and it's an Italian kind of street food bread. So it's not even an Indian thing, but the flavors are absolutely perfect for a curry. So you just want to give this a good mix. Make sure there's no lumpies and bumpies. Get all that stuff out. Now you could always serve, you don't have to do this with a curry. You could just serve it with some rice, which is absolutely perfect. But because we had rice yesterday, I'm just kind of in the mood for something different. All right. So you're gonna transfer this actually back into a big jug or measuring cup, because we're gonna be pouring it into a hot pan to make those flatbreads or pancakes almost. Now you wanna let this sit for at least 30 minutes, but no longer than 2 hours. So we're gonna go ahead and pour it in here, let it sit. Our curry's bubbling away, it smells amazing. And we will come back when this has been rested for 30 minutes. Now, if you need this recipe, you could always go buy my new cookbook, and the recipe is in the book. So this is the Socca bread recipe that we're making for our Indian curry. All right, so let's transfer this, let it sit for 30, and I'll be right back. Okay, so our Socca batter has been sitting for 30 minutes. I gave it a good stir, and I poured it into a slightly oiled hot pan. And I'll show you how we're gonna do these. They kind of break apart a little bit, but ooh, that's okay. So, it's almost like you're gonna do a pancake or a crepe. So you're gonna pour the batter in the pan. You don't need a lot. And then swirl. And then you're just gonna keep swirling, keep swirling, keep swirling. Right. And then you're gonna let it cook, and you're gonna get all these air bubbles. That's exactly what you want. And before you attempt to turn this over, let all those bubbles keep going. Okay, so I'm gonna continue to fry up our Socca bread. The curry is absolutely gorgeous. It's so ready to go. Oh, I'm so excited. So we'll finish the Socca bread, plate up the curry, and I'll see you in just a minute to have a little taste. So this is the final product of day 8, my year in food, our vegan chickpea and vegetable curry. It smells so amazing. And before I took it out of the pan, I did just take some more fresh cilantro and stir that through. So make sure you try to do that as well. Now, if this is too hot for you, spice-wise, you could always use a milder curry powder paste, or you could add a can of coconut milk to kind of cool it down a bit as well. And then this is our final product of the Socca bread. So let's get involved. That's the best part. So you want to just rip off some Socca. You're using it just like a naan bread. And you just want to dunk it in, grab some good stuff. It's so good. Socca bread, curry, what more could I ask for? I'm so happy. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you guys attempt this out there as well. I'm Charlie, this is for you. Happy London, happy curry. I'll see you next time. I'm Jilly Lagasse, my year in food.